everybody. It is a great honor for us to be here to present to you our dream business. My name is Roger Ho and I am the product manager of our company. Right now, I'd like to give you a brief introduction about the outline of today's presentation. Now, today's presentation is about our new company, which as you can see there, we call ourselves Local Eats. The content consists of 5 major subjects. First, we will be talking about our business profile, which we will talk about the types, the market targets, and the purpose and missions of our company. Second, we'll be talking about the plan for development, which we will tell you all, give you a clear insight to what our company focuses on and how we will strive to achieve our goal. Third is our corporate management and organization, which we will introduce all of our business managers. Then you all know what our responsibility and duties are, and let you know our company's organization system. Fourth is about our business strategies, which is split into 4 parts. The first part, we'll be talking about, sorry about that, I have to think about it. Well, business strategies. First part is about the outline of the business, which is our business brand and our business slogan and its meaning. Second part will be our major products and services, which is actually the core of our business. Third will be our pricing strategies and pricing range, which is mostly what customers will care about, the costs and fees that our company charges for our services. And the fourth part will be our business associates, which we will talk about, introduce to you the entities that we have partnerships with and the services that they provide in cooperation with us. Last but not least is the SWOT analysis, which we will give you a clear analysis to our company's strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats that we face. And we will also talk about our major competitors. So, this is about all the outlines of today's presentation. And the further details will be brought to you by our company's managers later on. Our speech lasts about 25 minutes because we do not take any questions during our speech. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask during the Q&A session after our presentation. So let us begin. Now let's start with our business profile. Our business name, as you know, is called Local Eats. And our sector is in tourism and travel. We're a small enterprise that target customers, which we call them young adults, mainly ages from 18 to 30. The reason because of this is we provide, as we can see, tourism travel to foreigners. And because we think that people at the age of 18 to 30, they have more energy. At this time of age, they'll like to travel around the world to broaden their horizons, and they'll be more willing to come to Taiwan to travel to a new place. The next we'll talk about our purpose and missions. The purpose is to provide international visitors with travel information only locals know so that they can learn more about the local lifestyle, just as what the PPT wrote. And the mission is to promote Taiwanese culture through close relationships between locals and visitors. Now, what we really want to do is that we know that most other travel agencies, they normally take people to popular locations on our official websites and everything. So when people come to Taiwan and they roamed around Taiwan, they traveled Taiwan, the only thing they can talk about is what everybody talks about, those famous local sites. But what we want to do is we want these locals to get to know these foreigners, for these foreigners to get to know our locals, so they can blend in with the life that we locals have in Taiwan. And they can learn our enthusiasm, they can know what we actually like, what people in Taiwan actually like, and they can get to know more about our conventions and things like that. We want to provide them, as you know, the old saying goes, do in Rome as the Romans do, and we like them to do in Taiwan as the locals do. So that's why we have our purpose and missions like this. This is what our core purpose and missions are. So now let's move on to the plans for development. Now, the plan of development is to increase brand awareness and establish trust. Why do we do this? It's because once we increase brand awareness, more people around the world, around the globe, will get to know that our company, which we call Local Eats, we want our name, the local lease, to be stuck in everybody's head. First of all, we have to let others know about us. But how do we get them to buy our services and products? That is to establish trust. We need to be a trustworthy company. And once a company is trustworthy, more people that know about us and they know that they can trust us, they'll be willing to spend money to buy our products and services. Now, how do we achieve this goal? There are three main parts. First is the internet, second is quality service, and third is having a competitive edge against other agencies and firms. Well, actually, the most part that we want to do about is the internet. As we know, we are now living in a knowledge explosion world and an information age. So nearly every single data and information is transferred from individuals to individuals, individuals to companies, companies to individuals through internet. And so we will be using the internet by establishing not only a website, but we'll also establish a server on the website so that people around the world who have access to internet, which is almost everybody, can see our company through our official website. They can have a clear insight to what we do through our official websites. We can post whatever we do, our prices, our price ranges, our strategies, the product we produce, the packages, whatever, it's all on the internet. And to do that, we will be applying a system, what is commonly known in MIS, we call it IT and IS, which is short for Information Technology and Information System. How this works is that we can establish a program that actually helps us analyze what customers likes, what are their likes and dislikes. So, for example, to establish this internet, people from around the world, they can see us, and once they want to book what kind of travels they want, what the details they want, the information system that writes it down, and it helps us calculate what they like. And furthermore, it can probably categorize different things, such as what people in Europe like, what people in America like, or even more detailed, such as the people in Paris, what they like about Taiwan, what are their dislikes, and the people in New York, once they click onto our internet, we will know what to come up straight away for that they might actually like. So this is what the information system and information technology does for us. Now, applying these together, we can provide them through information system and information technology, as I said before, that our system would automatically know what they like. And because of that, we will be providing quality services because it's actually what they wanted. So, providing quality service, and not only that, because of these, automatically we customize these things through computer. The computer does the thinking and calculation for us. So, we'll also have a competitive edge against other agencies and firms. And because of this, because of these two things that happen, we will gain the customer's trust. And once we gain their trust, we become a trustworthy company. And not only that, through the internet, we have increased our brand awareness. And as we know, brand awareness and a trustworthy company makes customers willing to take out their money to buy our products and services. Now, we will move on to the next subject, and our company's CMO, Jun Lai, will introduce you all to it.
Hi, my name is Jun, and I'm the CMO of Oculus. And now I'm going to introduce our managers. Roger is our product manager, and his job is to ensure that everything runs as planned. And he also takes responsibility for our company's operation. Ines is our Chief Investment Officer. Her job is to monitor and manage our portfolio of assets, and she also takes responsibility for our investment activities. And I am the Chief Marketing Officer. My job is to make plans for all areas of marketing, including advertising, promotion, market research, and customer service. Nicole is our Chief Financial Officer. Her job is to make financial and operational strategy for us. Anne is our public relations. Her job is to communicate key message to the general public. and she also helped us build our reputation. So let's take a look at our organization chart. There are 5 primary departments in our company. There are finance, marketing, tour, administration, and human resource department. And I suppose that the most thing that you will be interested in is the tour department. We are not a big enterprise, but we have a firm tour department. We have 15 professional tour consultants and more than 10 tour guides. Besides, this year we win the Golden Award, which is a government-granted accreditation. So I promise that we will provide the most satisfying service for all of you. So let's move on to our business strategies. Our slogan is connecting, seeing, understanding. As you all know that we provide customized trip package so people can get closer to our culture. And what we provide is to connect these travelers with the very core of our culture. So that's why we have the first word in our slogan, connecting. And the second word is seeing. These travelers, they come to Taiwan and they will actually see things that normally they wouldn't see, not just on TV, not just on our official website, and also not the places that a common travel agency will take them to. What they will see is that are the places that we locals usually go to. That's why we have seeing as part of our business slogan. And the third word is understanding. These travelers, they come to Taiwan and we hope that at the end of their trip, they will truly understand our culture. They will truly understand what kind of people we are and what kind of country we are. And after they go home, they will be eager to come back and they will be eager to introduce Taiwan to others. So these 3 things lead to the creation of our business slogan. Connecting, seeing, understanding. And about our brand image, what we want to construct is that we are more than a common travel agency. A common travel agency, what they can do is that they can arrange flights for you. They can find you a hotel and book a room for you. And maybe they can provide a trip package they design. But we can do more than that. What we can do is that we provide customized trip package. And you can create your own trip package just online. That's what makes us different from other travel agencies. And the details about your own trip package will be introduced by Nicole.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicole Guy, a CFO of our company. Okay. So, what's our major products and services? It's custom designed travel package for visitors coming to Taiwan on short-term travel. That means we'll build our package for those who would like to come to Taiwan and will. According to their requirement and favor, we'll make a unique and customized trip for them. So, how to build up this kind of package? First, we'll have a 30 minutes free consulting session. We'll discuss with our customers online about what do they want to do in Taiwan and which kind of trip do they prefer to have. And then we'll, based on their requirement and favor, we will give them the best suggestion. And after the consulting session, customers have to complete online section of location from our partners, and then the system will complete final organization of package. we will have several locations posted on our website, and then the customers, they can choose which place that they want to go based on their favorite and based on their choice. And then the system will help them build up a package and also tell them how much they have to pay for this trip per person. So what the customer have to do is first select the time. They have to select how many days they want to spend in this trip, and then which part of Taiwan do they want to go, such as North Taipei, South Taipei. And then after choosing the part of Taiwan, they can choose the tourist attraction in that part. For example, if they choose North Taipei, maybe they will choose a beach in Yilan or Yangming Mountain, something like that. And then we will help them organize the trip and build up the travel package for them. Also, we provide local tour guides, which is university students to take visitors around and engage in culture and language exchange. Since we know some people who they still want someone to take them around the Taiwan to see this beautiful country, so we also provide this kind of service. And to choose local tour guides or not is based on their choice. So about the cost first, as I mentioned above, the consulting part will have a 30 minutes free. But if the customers want a more detailed or more time to discuss, then the fees will be charged. Second, about the tour package, it charges between 1,000 to 7,000 per person. It depends on the places they choose and how many days they want. The more days they take and more places they go, the fees will be charged a little bit higher. About the third one, tour guides, which is university students, we charge between 1,000 to 3,000 a day. The reason is, for example, if you want to go to Mountain Jade and you want a tour guide to go with you, you must have to pay higher than those who just want their tour guide to take them to the night market, right? So depends on the place the customer choose, the fees will be different. Okay, the next part will be the business associate. Let's welcome Anne.
Okay, so before I begin, we just have a very short clip I'd like to show everyone. That's basically a video showing like the kind of experience that we want to give our customers. So kind of taking them also to big places like Din Tai Fung, but also local places. Okay, so now we're going to talk about business associates, and I hope everyone is still with us. Okay, so partnerships, we have local vendors. So basically we want to help small businesses
in Taiwan, whether it's the local fruit stand at a traditional market or just some store selling local supplies. And then next we have a transportation. So if our clients want transportation, we can work together with taxi services to provide that to them. And then next we have accommodation, and this is when our business becomes much larger, because right now we're pretty small, so it would be hard for us to work with places like W Hotel or fancy hotels like that. And then, so as mentioned earlier, we'll work with local universities, and then also partner up with discount retailers like these two right here, so we can reduce our costs and then reduce the work that we have to do by providing them with these services. So, for example, taxi partnership, we can partner up with this big company in Taiwan, and then not only does that help us, but we can help them also, because right now their app is only like a Chinese version, so we would be able to help them establish more customers through an English app. And then that's just comparing to Uber, because a few months ago, many local taxi drivers were complaining about how Uber is stealing their customers, so we would be able to help them gain a competitive edge. Okay, so next is an example from the Groupon website. So as you can see here, it's kind of offering them that local experience. They can go have some food, make DIY products, things like that, and it looks really fun. So yes, and then so it's cultural experiences. And then also they can go to exhibitions like this one. I don't know if anyone's been yet, but it looks pretty cute. And I think that when you come to Taiwan, you don't think, oh, I can go to exhibitions. But if they come through us, then we can introduce them to unique opportunities like this. And then lastly is unlimited options. So when people come here, they always tell us like they want to go to Din Tai Fung or they want to go to Taipei 101. But there's like, I guess we all understand there's so much more to Taiwan than just soup dumplings and tall towers and things like that. Yeah. Okay, so major competitors is three main categories. So we have travel agencies, bloggers, and web search engines. And everyone should be familiar with those listed above, so I won't go into detail. So does anyone know what blog this is from by any chance? No? Okay, so it's a very famous blogger called Lady Iron Chef. You guys can check her blog out. I don't know if I'm advertising for her, but she's very good at blogging. But at the same time, like we noticed a weakness in her blogs was that she doesn't really talk much about Taiwan, and then secondly, she always talks about very fancy places, like things that you look at but you wouldn't really go to. Like you'd be like, oh, that's really nice, but you wouldn't plan that into your trip. Yeah, and then the next one is Hungry Girl's Guide to Taipei, which I personally really like also, but at the same time, their weakness is that I think she has like a very bad gauge of price ranges. Like she gauges like restaurants in the Breeze Center as like $1 to $2 signs, and that's like kind of cheap. But I don't think the Breeze Center is exactly cheap because it's like a department store. So I think we do a better job on price ranges. Yeah. And then next is a other competitor, which would be vlogs, which are video blogs, which are very popular right now. And so another weakness was that she also goes to very touristy locations rather than local places. Okay, so last we'll do a quick SWOT analysis to wrap up.
Hi, I'm Endlessly, the CIO of our company, and now I'm going to show you the SWOT analysis of our company. First, for the strengths part, there are four main points in our strengths. First, we provide high quality and informative and also customer specialized packages for customers, and which is unique and really convenient. Second, as we are all local residents, we're able to select out the local favorites, not just the common and normal places that normal travel agencies will take you. And third, we proving tourists further insight and to blend in with the local lifestyles. They can make you really experience the lives in Taiwan. And last, we provide a platform for tourists and local students to engage in culture and also language exchanges. And for the weaknesses, the first thing we face is the shortage of human resources. Second, we lack reputation as a new company. And let's move on to the opportunities. First, the increased number of tourists entering Taiwan is the most advantage for us because the local trends that tourists is no more the luxuries for the only exclusive to the wealth. It's becoming more and more important to people. And second is in recent years, the government put a lot of effort to promote tourism and cultural industries in Taiwan. Last is the increased number of tourists who want to go on a backpacking tour in order to get a further insight into lifestyles in Taiwan. Last, the third part is the relative high cost compared to other big-scale companies. And second is the website information for free, like bloggers we mentioned before. And that's all for our SWOT analysis. And it's our Q&A session. Is there any questions?
I mean, you still have a few minutes. Would you like to make a conclusion?
Okay, so we hope everyone gained a good insight into our company through our short presentation. So basically, just to sum up, we're a company that really wants to let people see the heart of Taiwan. So really get to know Taiwan, because when we all go on vacation, we always are introduced to go to very unlocal places. And although that's fun to see for a first-time trip, but second time around, you want to see something different, right? Like you don't always want to go to those big crowded places where all the tourists go. So that's what we basically serve, and that's our purpose. And our mission is really to let everyone see not only the fun side of Taiwan, but the cultural side, like the food, the lifestyle, just to really experience Taiwanese culture. So we hope that you agree with us in our mission and our purpose, and hopefully some of you guys will invest in our company or come work with us in the future. Or we can partner up with all of the great companies here today. Yeah, okay, thank you guys today. And if you have any questions, we're gonna have about a 5 to 10 minute Q&A session that you can ask any questions that you would like. Thank you.
So any questions about Team 1?
I want to ask why the video clip you show us is all about food. It's like food only, and didn't mention any other things. Yeah.
Okay, so I basically chose that video because it's very short. I didn't want to take up too much time. So it could only, there are other videos that introduce, lifestyle and attractions, but mainly I love food. I guess everyone loves food too. So I chose the food one. I thought it would be interesting, but no particular reason to that, yeah.
I was wondering if you have any successful cases for the customer from other countries that actually works in Taiwan. For example, you actually bring them to any place that you recommend or where they want.
Yes, there is a successful cases like there's a Sweden girl, age 25, and she wants to come to Taiwan for 2 weeks. And so I took her to Shidayeshi, and I took her to some places I really like, but she says she do a lot of research on the internet, but she didn't found that. So I think it's really a successful case that we have.
I believe that you're aware that there is some cultural shock when the foreigner comes to Taiwan. So if you take some of the foreigner travelers to a place that the food he or she can't accept, and how can you react? So the place, because you are taking them to a local place, so there might be the food or the stuff he or she cannot be really accepted by them. And how can you react?
Because although we mentioned that we will take the customers to the place that where most of which are local people go, but actually we'll, as I said, we'll have a 30 minutes consulting session. So we'll discuss with them about their favorite, and so maybe. Although we think it's a good place, but they didn't like, we won't force them to go because we'll respect their opinion. Yes.
I want to ask for the, as you said, your tour guide will recruit, most of the tour guide recruits from the college, right? So there's a few questions. Do you charge for the fee of the college tour guide, or it's for free? And also, how to ensure the security of the students? Because what if some of your clients, they might ask for about 3 days traveling, and how to ensure those tour guides' security during those 3 days?
So your first question is about, do we charge to those to be our tour guide, those people to be our tour guide?
And also how?
Actually we just charge the fees to our customers. If they need a tour guide, they have to pay us. But to those students to be our tour guide, they don't need to pay for us.
So you pay for the food or travel fee for the students?
So initially we were going to charge local students because we kind of saw it as we were providing them with an opportunity to practice language exchange. But then we realized it would be better if we just partnered up with offices at the university, and they can kind of have a selection process for us to monitor that rather than us having to go and then recruit and everything like that. So we would work with offices to maintain, a certain standard. Like you just said, it would be hard for us to have a close connection with our students. And then, did that answer your question, or do you have another question? Sorry.
Also for the security of the students.
Okay, so in terms of their safety, or?
Right, safety, because some of your clients, they ask for about longer time traveling, and they might ask for the same person. So students have to spare the time, or maybe drop few lessons to go to accompany them, and maybe they might contain some safety problems because what if let's say they go to Taidong and they really have to go to Taidong, so
Yeah, definitely. I think students should focus on education first of all, and then I think to answer to that question, we would try to plan trips, or we would try to assign tour guides on a short-term basis, just for a day or something like that. Because the purpose of our tour guides is not necessarily the traditional tour guide. They're not there to take you from place to place, and they're kind of there so you can learn about our culture. You can learn about cultural exchanges. They're not there to be like your mom or your, not to take you around or clean up after you. They're kind of there to, it's like a back and forth thing. You can talk to them, or you can enjoy food together, but it's not the traditional tour guide, if that makes sense. Yeah.
maybe I missed it, but can we actually know the exact information about the tour guide we're going to have, and can we change after we think that he's not or she's not appropriate for our trip?
Okay, I'll answer. So your question is that if they do not like their tour guide, can they change to
And if we can actually know their exact information, maybe where they're from and what college they're actually really studying at.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so yes, definitely. And it would mainly be colleges from, I think NCCU, just because they're such a great college, and then maybe NTU, I'm not sure about that one. But to answer your question, I think yes, we would have to respect our clients in terms of if they don't like their tour guide. But when we provide information about our tour guide, it would probably just be basic information, school,
maybe some interests or their name, but not necessarily like a full-on profile with pictures and everything like that, because that would kind of be like a bias towards like, I'm scared that we'll turn into like a dating company rather than a tourism company. So yeah, we'll definitely provide information and respect their opinion.
I really like your idea that you show the visitor from the foreign countries to show what is the local Taiwanese. And I'm wondering that you mentioned the 30 minutes consulting part. And if I'm foreigners, I want to visit Taiwan, but I know nothing of Taiwan. So how do you charge for the consulting part? And for the consulting part, if the visitor have to search for some basic information for Taiwan, because I think it's quite bothering for foreigners to search on such information. Yes.
So about the consulting part, I know it's very hard for foreigners to have a full understanding of Taiwan. So you might think that 30 minutes is a little bit short, right? So actually, for this kind of time then, it's flexible for those who want to come to Taiwan for the first time and then know nothing about this country, and we'll try our best to give them a complete description of this place and ask it and no matter maybe although it is over 30 minutes, but we'll make sure that he or she have a basic understanding of our company and this country about several places. And then if he really want to tell us to make a project or make a travel package for him, then maybe we will start to charge the fees.
So
Yes.
the 30 minutes is flexible, right?
Yes. I'm sorry, I forget your second question.
And how do you charge for the consulting part? How do you charge?
I mean, after the 30 minutes?
Yeah. The exact price for it. Maybe.
You mean how many money per
Yeah.
minute, something like that?
Yeah.
Actually, at first we really discussed about this part because we think maybe $5 a minute is quite a convenient way for us to charge. But actually, we finally decided to depend on the difficulties and challenging level of the travel package. Because if the customer just asks some basic or not that challenge question, that we won't charge it for a very high, or maybe we'll still don't charge no money for that part. But if they ask us to do many extra service or to find a lot of information and need to have a deep introduction, and maybe we will discuss about the fees and the cost of ourselves, and then tell them how many they have to pay.
Since our company has been coming up with some traveling package, is there any chance that we can cover it together?
Of course.
I'm curious about if do you provide the same service for Taiwanese if they want to go abroad? Because if I go abroad, I also hope that someone can guide me to the local places. So I think that is a very nice idea. So do you have this one?
so far we haven't developed this part, but we have a project and we will try to fulfill it in the future. Yes. Yes. Tony.
You have mentioned that you want to take your customers to experience deeper into our culture rather than just taking them to the big sites, right?
Yes.
But in reality, for most tourists, especially for the ones who come to Taiwan the first time or the second time, what they are really interested in is those big sites. Only those who come to Taiwan many times and have a basic understanding of the Taiwanese culture will want to go deeper into. So in this case, do you think you can still strike a balance with your, say, cost?
Since we mentioned the travel package is based on the customer's requirement and then favor. So not only the local place, but if they would like to go to somewhere like Happy 101 or this kind of tourist attraction, we'll still help them to organize into their schedule. So although our idea is to take those customers to other places instead of the big attraction, but if they really want to, we'll still respect their requirement and yes.
But in this case, is it going to violate your principle? Because in the end,
we know what you, sorry, we know what you mean. You're talking about what happens if they want to be like normal tourists, you know, like what normal people want to do.
Because most people.
I know most people want to do that, but we do provide that. We didn't say that we are not providing it, but we have a competitive edge, and that's the competitive edge we were talking about. So if they come here and want to see the big sites, we can still take them there. But another thing is we have an exceptional, you know, another kind of service. So they might want to, actually they hang around in the big sites, they might feel like, oh, it's just like what they saw on the internet. And probably they want to spend a few more days like at some kind of other places that they don't know, then they'll ask us. But like we said, it's all beforehand. So normally these things might not happen because if you want to come to our company, beforehand you already know what you want. And by that you already send us your information, your data, everything that this, the details of what you want. And by that we will make a package trip for you, so there probably won't be any these kind of matters to us. Any more questions?
I have some questions. So I wonder, because your tour guides will also need meals and accommodations. So how much do they have to pay for their meals and accommodations?
What we usually do is that we don't really send those tour guides all the way to accompany those people. They mostly tell us like where they like a tour guide to be and what kind of places. Like they want to eat something, they'll ask tour guides to go there. You know, how it's all around Taiwan, so people around different places, areas, they'll have those college students that work for us. And if they get there, they want to say, let's say they want to go into a street and have this kind of little meal, and they wish our tour guide can go there to accompany them. Then all they have to do is give us a call, we'll just tell that tour guide and he'll go over. And beforehand, we will ask these foreigners that they'll have to pay the meals for our tour guides.
So I mean that if your customers travel to different destinations, they will have a different tour guide at different destinations.
To see what they want. It's because we really customize. It's like online. You just click on what you want. So if you want like a tour guide to be with you all times, then there's another kind of thing that then they will probably have to pay for this accommodations and meals. Yeah.
So has the food safety crisis affected your business?
Yeah. It has. It's affected all of us, even locals. So.
Would you like to maybe elaborate on any negative impact of this food safety crisis?
Well, they just come around and wherever we take them, they'll be asking, is this oil clean? Is this oil clean? Can we eat this? Is it safe to eat? Is it edible? Things like that. Yeah. we just have to keep telling them, yeah, it's good, and stuff like that.
Since your major customer is foreigners, have you ever did a research or some investigation about the foreigners that if they do really want people to in charge with their plans, their tour plans, and or if they even want to have a companion during the trip.
Well, like we said beforehand, we will know all this
So
before they happen.
I mean, if the currency, the trend in the foreign society is that they do not like tourists or the plan account.
Well, then they just have to simply tell us what they like and dislike, like I already said before.
If the trend is that they dislike this kind of tour, so the whole company is not going to work out.
The trend.
Yeah, the trend, the culture. Their thought in foreign.
Well, the
foreign
problem is
society.
their culture. If you're a foreigner,
Just they'll say that they like
I know what you mean about their cultural differences.
Yes.
That's the thing we're talking about right now because they want to know our cultures.
No, if they do not like someone is in charge with their their tour plan. So
You mean that this
you're-
part of the market?
yeah, the
These market
market
targets.
will be really small.
Well, let's just have to see if they don't like it, they wouldn't even come to our website, would they?
Yeah, so no one if only a few people will come to your
But
website.
actually, there's not much of these kind of problems because I've been to Europe and a few other countries and we've talked about it. What we think is actually the thoughts that you had is actually quite common in our eastern countries, especially in Taiwan. I have to talk about that, I have to mention, and China. Like people in Taiwan and China, we like to go to travel agencies. But the people, like we said, foreigners, mostly what we communicated with is that they have an open mind to everything. They're straight. They talk about things, their feelings out loud, not like us, as we know now. We're not like this. So they actually have an open mind to a lot of things. So they're willing to try out everything. So we think might not be a big problem there. But if we want to do it for like China people, that might be a problem.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.